Today I'm going to show you how to mount your apple blossoms once it's finished. I've added the yarn trim and I want to mount it onto a mat board, it's called. So this is what you use to create mats for pictures, and sometimes they have a hole in the middle and the piece sits in behind, but in this case I'm going to attach it to just to the backing board itself, because I want everything to be sitting out and I wanted to add the trim to add just a little extra texture to the piece. So I don't want to cover all that up. I would be covering the edge of the flowers and everything, so I didn't want to do that in this case. So I do it both ways. Sometimes I do use another mat over top, but in this case I didn't want to. So I am going to first adhere it to this, and the way I do that, I can use double-sided tape or I can use glue, and I've put glue in this what's it called? I always forget. It's like a micro tip, and you can get them on Amazon. So what it does is it dispenses the glue in a very thin line so that it doesn't have blobs. So you can do it either way. So all around the edge I'm going to put the double-sided tape, or this. I think today I'll use this just to show you. I could do one edge double-sided tape and then the rest this way. So I'm going to see here. So this dispenses, you probably can't even see it, but it dispenses a very thin bit of glue. And I just want it to be tacked down a little bit. I'm going to also be sewing it as well. But it's just so if down the road, whoever ends up with this piece, if they wanted to reframe it in a different frame, they have the option to do that, and it's not stuck so hard that they can't get it off. So it's easily removed. We use this. This is just regular white glue. And I find that the regular white glue works the best in these bottles. So I've gone all the way around, and on this end I'm going to do the double-sided tape just to show you how that works. So probably some of you have used this before, but I know I hadn't before I started doing it to frame my pieces this way. So usually you just press it down, and to release the top so that it sticks, you just have to peel it back, and it's a see-through tape, so you can't really see it very well, but you can see when it releases it comes off very easily. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very clear. So I've done these three sides with the regular white glue and the bottom with the double-sided tape. And I usually do this just by sight. I just take a look and try to center it, but you could use a ruler if you're a little nervous about making it crooked. I've never had too much trouble with it. And I'm also going to sign it down here, so I wanted to leave I've added a little bit on the bottom here. So I'm just going to press it down. So I just threaded this needle, and I'm going to tack in 3 places along each side just to add a little bit more of an anchor, so that if the tape or the glue ever came apart, this would be just a little extra security for it. I'm going to show you how to make a knot. So I haven't knotted my thread yet. So I just wrap it around the top and pull it down, and it makes a little knot. Okay, so to do this, I've got to make holes in the mat board. So I usually use a piece of foam core and a little nail, which I'm going to grab. I guess I could use a tack as well. I usually use a nail that I save in this drawer right in front of me, and a little hammer. So I carefully just go in the corner and gently make a little hole. And it goes, the foam core helps so that it gives a little cushion on the back. And I'll do the other side. And I picked a thread that would not show up on the background, but the stitch is very small, so you probably wouldn't see it anyway. But if that went all the way through, try that one again. There we go. And I'm going to do this one over here, just because I don't want to get I don't want to show a white thread on the brown branch. So then I just take my needle, turn my piece over, move that out of the way. And I'm actually going to set this underneath so that I don't get it dirty. So you see I have the 6 holes, and this one's a little off center because of where I put it. But I just go through the hole. Try not to pull too hard. And then I'm going to come back down, not in the exact same place, but just right beside. So I'm gently going through. Whoops, and see, I didn't have a big enough knot, obviously, because it didn't stay. I'm going to make another knot here. Make a bigger knot. Whoop. Yep. There. See if that works. It's better. You just kind of have to feel around to find the hole again, and you come back through. And I left this edge loose so that I have lots of thread. So again, I'm going to go through to the front. I'm just taking tiny little stitches just to tack it down a little bit better. And I'm going to go all the way around. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble. Where did I come up? Right there. I must have come up a little crooked. I have trouble finding the hole. There we go. So I'm just making sure that thread stays loose as I go around. There we go. And I'll go back to the start. I don't really have to, but since I have lots of thread, I will in this case. Because there's already a little stitch there, but okay, and to knot it off, all I do is go under a thread and make a knot, and I do that a couple times. Oops. I'm just going to do that without the needle. There you go. So there's your knot. Cut that. And I usually mount these into a shadow box frame if I can. So this one I got, it's, if you could hold it sideways, you can see that it has a little room, and that gives the fabric room to breathe. If you can't find a shadow box frame, my suggestion would be to take the glass out and have this actually not covered with glass, and that way it can breathe. It's up to you. And I've also mounted these onto a barn board, and I will show you that. So this one is actually on a wood slice, not a barn board. So it's just glued, but before I glued it on, I cleaned the wood and I add a matte varnish to protect it so that it doesn't leach into the fabric, and then I just mount it that way. And you can also use an old barn board, and sometimes I paint the barn board too, or a piece of driftwood. So that's the many ways you can frame it. I hope that helps you out finish off your piece, and I hope you had fun creating it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.